We were sold on the idea of all coming to this festival on that this would be the opposite of Woodstock. It's absolutely comfortable. The grass is clean, the sound system is pristine. It's a really great experience. And the US Festival was really the precursor to that, the idea that a festival isn't misery.
Being a Bill Graham production, it was an incredibly well organized, very thoroughly and diligently produced and presented affair.
We got there in helicopters, and so we fly in and we can see, and it's early afternoon, it hadn't even really filled up yet, but it was pretty huge, the audience already. And so, as we circled around and came around and landed backstage, I've actually got the shot of my Super 8 of that crowd there. Like all the bands on that show, we were mid-tour. We were already touring. We were already whip-cracking hot. When you're on tour, your act is very solid. And when we hit that show, we were really in our stride.
It was certainly the biggest crowd that I think the Police had played to.
One of the biggest show ever, I think. The audience was a really big audience. You know they're there, and you can feel them.
At the end of the show, I went on stage when they were doing the last number, and the crowd was going mad. And the full impact of what it was to be involved with the Police really hit me hard that night.
We had a feeling when we came off that that was a particularly big show, and that was a particularly big event, that we had particularly scorched Southern California after that show. The festival still resonates. This was not Woodstock. It should have been, considering the talent.
For the time, the lineup of bands that played there was absolutely the biggest and the best. It was way ahead. No one had ever put all those bands together. It was definitely the event.
The really distilled creme de la creme de la creme that was at all those, the different versions of US Festival. It should be up there with Woodstock. There's a feeling of accomplishment when you do something like that.